Hey, what it do, what it could be, hope it is what it should be. I'm Sneaks Better Way.
And I'm Ellie G.
And this is Busy in Music.
And today we got our guest host. Tell me, what do they call you?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? They call me PYT. And, I came through today to visit Busy in Music. And we're going to chop it up, see what we talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, well, thank you so much for coming through. We're excited to talk about everything with you. So you're not only an artist, but you also have a clothing line.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Businesswoman.
Yes.
Definitely busy in music.
Yes. It fits.
Perfectly.
Yeah. No, it fits.
So tell us a little more. What?
Well, they call me PYT. I'm from Carson, California. I started off writing when I was like 11 years old. I started performing when I was 13. I started recording when I was like 14, 15, around that age. And I just been going ever since. Yeah.
That's dope.
Ooh, this is good. What is this again?
Presidente.
Yeah, I like this. Y'all should try this.
So we got PYT sipping on Presidente today.
She just tried something new.
Yeah, it's good.
So when you started doing this at 11, what led you to writing? Because you skipped. Usually artists come in and say they want to be artists and they start with just trying to rap and freestyling, but you went to writing and then you was a performer, then you was everything else. So did you come from a musical background?
Well, I mean, in my family, I have relatives that play instruments. One of the singers, I forgot her name, but one of the singers from the group In Vogue, she's like my cousin on my grandmother's side. Never met her. But as far as what started me with writing at 11 was when Bow Wow came out. And if you guys follow this, the things that I'm saying, you'll see how old I am. But when Bow Wow came out, and I never saw a female rapper. I mean, we had Roxanne Shante in them, but that wasn't my time period. But I never saw a teenage female rapper dominate hip hop. So I wanted to be that. So that's what started me, doing that.
All right, so I got introduced to Bow Wow on, I believe, Soul Train. How did you get introduced to Bow Wow?
It was the video, the Bounce With Me video. I remember he was on BET and it was the making of. I wish that BET would have never taken that away. But it was the making of the video and I'm like, oh, this little boy, he's so cute. And then, I'm young too, so I'm and then when the video came out and just the way that, I don't know, I never seen nothing like that. As a child, to see another child star blow up like that. And girls were going crazy. Little boys hated him, They wanted to be like him, but they hated him. And I just love the wave. He's definitely a young legend to me.
So you saw just the power that was in being a superstar like that.
Yeah.
You were like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be.
It was crazy because, I was shy. I'm still shy. If you see me outside of being PYT, and I say that because it's definitely a difference. If you see me outside of that, I'm really I'm like a recluse. I'm to myself. I handle my business and stuff like that, but I'm not I don't like people in my face like that. But when it comes to the artist, yeah, seeing somebody like him, I was definitely I want to, I want to rival that. I want to be that. That's what it was.
That's dope. You're I don't want to be his fan. I want to be him.
Yeah, I want to be that. I want to be that girl, you feel me, that can go toe to toe. And that's always how I've been as a female rapper from that moment on. I didn't want to stand equal. I want to say with the guys, I wanted to be better than the guys. Because, when it comes to the respect in hip hop, they kind of don't respect female rappers like that. I think now they're listening, I guess, but the respect is it's wavering right now.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because I know when I was making a post to promote you, I tried to ensure that I didn't box you in as a female MC or something like that. And I had to also make sure I added you as a lyricist instead of just a artist, you feel me? Because I've actually heard and seen some of your videos and you actually spit.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then you don't just get off and spit, but you actually you give it off in that body language too. You let it be known that you coming off with some bars. You feel me?
Exactly.
You wasn't just typical.
Thank you. I like that. I wasn't just typical. I like that. I haven't heard that. That's my first time. I like that. Nah, most definitely. Now, like you said, if you watch my old videos, So you kind of seen the growth, you know, the no makeup. Like I started off no makeup, tomboy, braces, shaved head. You know, when I hit YouTube, that's kind of what my image was. And to go from that till now, I know that sex sells. I know that the pretty, you know, girl thing sells, but that doesn't mean that you gotta rap like you bimbo. You can still spit bars and be pretty as hell. So that's what I'm doing. I feel like I can look pretty and do all this pretty girl stuff, but I'm still gonna give it to you. So, yeah.
That's dope.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what about this clothing line? When did that come about? Was it just naturally came out of music? You needed some merch, or were you just like, you know what, I need to start designing some shit because this isn't working?
All of that. What it is like, I want to say like 2011. I used to perform a lot, and I had a hype man, and I would have people come out to my shows. My brother, rest in peace, you know, my family, and they was just like, you know, we need to have shirts. So I had this little team or whatever called I Grind. So I started making shirts and things like that back in the day. It kind of like, you know, died out a little bit. I came out with my Pearl Heart project last year. Last year? No, this year, January. I came out with my Pearl Heart project, and then I had merchandise for that project. And, you know, people were buying it. I'm just like, let me start my own line. Let me officially start my own clothing line, you know? And it's called Young Thing Apparel. And it's been going for, I'll say, a couple months now. We're doing good.
That's what I like to hear.
Congratulations.
We're doing good.
What would you describe your line as?
Right now, I want to say, like, I do collections. Like, right now, it's going to be, like, it's cold right now. So, I got, like, some winter, fall collection, sweatsuits and stuff like that coming. But it's really just, like, hip-hop wear, I want to say. Athletic wear. Yeah, that's what everybody wearing, you
Especially
know?
right now, since we just came out of quarantine. And then, like, during quarantine, everybody felt like they wanted to be comfortable. You know, everybody was in a house, so that's all they was wearing, sweatsuits and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And even if they was putting on a button on to go on Zoom, they still had their sweatsuits on underneath.
Exactly.
And now that we came back outside, everybody's like, I don't want to start dressing up again. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people was being comfortable and coming back outside and not. So you went the right direction. And
because, like, the times we living in, everybody, like, people don't want to look like, it's weird because when the new Jordans come out, everybody go cop them. You go to a party, 3, 4, 5 people got on the same pair of shoes. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the clothes, people don't want to wear the things that everybody else wearing. And I think that's kind of like an opening for some people, I guess, if you're leaning towards starting your brand, because that's true. People don't want to wear the things. If they see something hot that they ain't seen before, or they see nobody else got, they going to hop on it. And then you make your money. So, you know, I feel like, you know, people coming outside, they want to be comfortable, and at the same time, they looking for, like, okay, what's new? What could I wear that I know the next person ain't got on, or before they catch on?
Okay, see, that's business thinking right there. That's the reason why you jumped into it.
I do my best, man. You got to make sure you handle your business.
Yeah. So, do you have the understanding that, or do you believe that music is just a door to get into everything else to push business, or do you feel like that music will be that main source of income once you fully make it?
Well, that question right there, I always say is a hard question, because people tend to say, there's no money in music. You can't make no money in music. Well, I'm a Michael Jackson fan, and I beg to differ. Mariah Carey, I beg to differ. These people really made money in music. You ever hear about a cologne? I ain't never heard about a Michael Jackson cologne. A Michael Jackson penny loafer, but he owned half of Sony Records. Mm-hmm. He bought up all the masters. He bought Eminem masters. He had masters signed to him even after he passed away from artists that were being signed to that label, and he ain't know nothing about it. You know, it depends on what route you want to go. Today's rappers, as we're learning, a lot of them, they don't own their masters. You know, a lot of them, they get signed to these big labels. They sign these whack deals. They not anytime that I feel like you making music and you're making 16 cent, 20 cent, 30 cent on a dollar, and it's your music, something wrong with that, you know? And I feel like a lot of them, that's why they go to merch. You know, that's why they do all these concerts and they don't put out music. They putting out mixtapes, you know, because they want to make their money and not the label getting a percentage or getting a cut. But at the same time, if you're smart, like a Ray Charles, like a Sam Cooke, you feel me? You can maneuver your way in the industry and learn the business, and you can, you know, you can get your masters. You can buy other people's masters. You can buy publishing. You can start your publishing company. It's a lot of ways that you can make money in music. I just think that the typical artist today doesn't want to learn that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's easier to just sign to a label, let them do everything, and y'all give me my little chains and my stack of money, my cars, and that's it.
And I think that has to do a lot with how people doubt themselves. Honestly, because more than anything is you're saying like, oh, you believe in me enough to give me $500,000?
Yep.
Cool, I'll take it, because I don't think I would make that on my own.
Yep.
And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm probably not even going to sell $500,000, so you're going to end up in debt. You know, supposedly I owe you, but I got my car, I got my, you know, chains, I got my house, I got
but
my
not
whatever.
even realizing they'll take all that. That ain't yours. You feel me? Like that. This real conversation. You feel me? That ain't yours. If y'all ever watched Unsung on TV1 when that show was going on, and you see all these legends, and it's like they tell you, you know, the labels that was the label house. That was the label card.
Yep.
As soon as I stopped selling records, oh, I ain't got nowhere to stay. That's real. And it's like today's artists, they depend on these labels and stuff like that. But it's like, man, do your homework. Imagine if I seen like Snoop was saying like, you know, I wish that I can get Death Row. But imagine if Snoop, P. Diddy, Dre, all of them, Master P, imagine if instead of them having separate independent labels and trying to do everything separate, as a minority, imagine all y'all coming together and started a super label.
They would definitely make top 5.
You feel me?
Like, they would definitely give competition.
You wouldn't need a Sony. We don't need you for distribution.
Yep.
You know, if Russell Simmons brought Def Jam into the picture, you feel me? Snoop over, you know, president over Def Jam, that's great. But imagine if all these people, especially in their prime, would have came together and made a super label. You would have bankrupted, like how Gaddafi was trying to do in Africa. Like, you would have bankrupted the whole economy to where they have to come to you. Or they got to leave you alone. And that's just real.
So it's crazy, and I love that you even say that, because that's literally what we're going in on and county tours. County tours, I'm sorry. County ties. Brandy. Anyway. That's what we're trying to do with county ties. Cheers. Hold on. Salud.
Hey.
There you go. But that's what we're trying to do with county ties, and that's what we're literally just sitting here like trying to preach to everybody. Like, look, we live right here in Southern California. Everybody comes to LA to make it.
Yep.
Everybody comes from all around the United States, even out of countries, to LA to make it. We have LA here. We have talent here. We have talent in San Diego. We have talent in Orange County. We have talent in the IE. We have talent all in Southern California.
Yep.
And we're letting outside talent come in and bring outside talent on our stage and make money from our inside people who live here, watching somebody else with no support, with no even shout out to any local artists. So I was like, if we were to all come together, if we were to all really bring this together and just kind of have like a circuit where we can bring all of our local artists up and we can give all of our local artists this attention that they need, we would have it controlled. Like it would have, what was that? No Fly Zone. The No Fly Zone. Like, I was like, if we had something like that, but a little more toned down.
I feel you, the no-fly zone. And that's a good analogy. That's a good way to put it. You got a no-fly zone when people coming over here, you feel me, as far as with the banging and stuff. But imagine if we had a no-fly zone of you coming over here to get famous.
And that's what we're trying to create with county ties. Like, we're not going to the extreme of banning people, but we're going to the limit of, instead of making excuses and complaining about it, let's show what unity looks like and let's spread it. So we already started off with a back to school drive with the community. You feel me? Artists came out, they donated school supplies, backpacks, everything else, and they got to perform. And then we got to give that out to the community. We came back with a
Bless me, sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And then we came back again right after that with the County Ties tour, where we came out with the promoters and the DJ, who was Blanca from Skies Presents, who was LA County, and Ty Hollywood, who was LA County.
Okay.
And then we also had someone else who was from IE, who did an wasn't able to hang on with us, and then we took artists that was from every county. You feel me? And we took it to Riverside. We did it in OC, and then we also did it in LA. You feel me? And we did it on a back-to-back schedule. Like, it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I actually got that feel of a tour.
Yeah.
You feel me? And every county that we hit, we got on stage and we let them know, like, look, we're here to spread this unity. We're here to be in the building with each other. We're here to shake hands with each other, meet people, let everybody know who y'all are, and get each other's information. So when we leave here, y'all can link up afterwards.
And Ty Hollywood, shout out to Hollywood. He literally did that. Like, he stopped everything. He was like, no. Everybody that's here, look, a lot of you are in the music industry. I need everybody to get in the middle. I need you guys to meet somebody that you don't know. I need you to take down an Instagram of somebody that you don't know so we can all work together. You know, he was just pushing this whole unity and let's all work together thing so much that everybody was in the middle, like.
And it's crazy that you in the West Coast. Like, I mean, I went down south. I performed at South by Southwest like 2018, 2019.
Nice.
Thank you. And it was a good experience. But what I saw out there was it's more support and togetherness. As many artists out there promoting themselves, they still taking each other digicards, CDs, you know, information. And it's like out here, like I've been performing since I was 13. And I went from the little talent shows and people kind of, you know, talking to each other to performing in clubs and everybody in their own little section, their own corner. I'm bigger than you because I got this and I got that. And it makes the playing field kind of messed up. You know, nobody's equal at that point. Everybody competing with one another instead of just like, you know what, I'm just gonna work with you. You exactly. Serious, you got a buzz or whatever it is, especially when it comes to being serious. It's a lot of people that's out there that's talented, that's serious, and they get overlooked. But if the artist that got a little buzz or whatever pay attention, and you ain't trying to step on their toes after they pay attention to you, it could be lovely.
100%. And you never know who somebody's going to be next year.
Yep.
There's so many artists that it's like you see, and 1 minute they're over here performing at a club, and then the next minute they're up. Like, we had Roddy Ricch offer to us, like, hey, this guy wants to perform. He'll do it for free. He just wants the venue. And, well, at the moment we were actually dealing with trying to get Blueface booked and a bunch of other drama behind that. But the point is, like, we weren't able to.
Yeah.
And then it was like maybe no more than 4 or 5 months later.
The direct words were, look, jump on this right now because he's about to drop a song with Marshmello, so he's gonna take off. So it's like he's trying to do this right now because he's gonna, you know, build a name. He's building that name. But we were in the middle of getting Blueface, who was just like top of the world buzzing at the time. And we were just like, hold on, we have to handle this situation because we have a venue situation with this. As soon as we handle this, we're gonna come back to you on that. But it was just such a short window that as soon as it was probably like a week to 10 days.
We lost both.
And as soon as it happened, we lost the Blueface thing, and then the Roddy Ricch was like, he on tour out of the country.
And obviously, you know the rest.
Yeah, the rest. And
we never saw Roddy again.
So you never know who the fuck is gonna be who.
That's true. But that's what it's like with the I guess the old West Coast or the people on the West Coast who got a lot of pull and power. I've met a lot of them. I'm not gonna say who, but I've met a lot of them, and I've met a lot of them, the top ones, when it comes to the West Coast legends. And even myself, I've asked that question. It's like, why do you guys overlook people? You know, and not to down talk nobody. If you want to associate yourself with gangs or whatever, that's cool. But I noticed that a lot of them gravitate to those type of artists. You know, Kendrick Lamar, he don't bang, but he has that backing. And when you look at the typical West Coast artists and how they're making it out, how many West Coast artists have you seen come out of the West Coast where that's not the climate that they're creating? You got like will.i.am.
You got some people, but it's very hard. Like,
it's hard.
Nick Cannon was able to do it. One Take Jay is
wait.
Wait, let's do it. Tell me something.
Nick Cannon is dope. I respect him as a businessman, but musically, we ain't gon' I'm sorry. I put the church finger up on that
I'm
one.
gonna say he had a good 2
I
year
love Nick
run.
Cannon.
sorry.
As an actor, I loved him in Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Yeah.
I love him in Walking Out.
He cool on the
You
radio.
know, yes.
So y'all didn't know Nick Cannon
No,
before
no,
he
no.
started making movies?
Name 5
Yeah.
songs by Nick
I'm
Cannon.
not gonna say 5
Nick
songs.
at Night. I mean,
I'm gonna say somebody who made it out musically.
She said Nick at Night.
no, but musically,
I really
though,
don't
I'm
like
sorry.
this boy. I can't stand him.
Okay.
Where did he come from? Tell me.
What else?
that was just, wait.
Not even 5. Just name 3.
Damn, we gonna I'll talk next time.
Exactly.
I don't even think did he ever perform on all that? Because I don't think he made it to.
I'm pretty sure he did, but
Did
I'm
he
not gonna
perform?
guarantee nothing.
I don't know. Amanda would be keeping him off the stage. You know that damn Amanda Bynes.
Hey.
Yeah, she was in charge. She ran
that was
shit.
a golden era. Oh my
Y'all
god,
are
that was a golden era.
slimy.
Why do you think she was so cool with like all the hip hop people at the end?
Man,
From the beginning, she was running that shit.
All right, we're gonna stick with Will I Am then. I didn't even know Will I Am was from the West Coast.
yeah, Will I Am's from the West Coast.
I thought he was from New York.
I found out because I used to go to his music academy. It was called Peapod Academy at the Watts Boys and Girls Club over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Like, I didn't know about that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, he from the projects. Like,
Which projects?
I can't remember which
Well, you
projects.
said
I don't want to
Watts,
say
so that's
wrong.
why we're not gonna say the wrong ones. 'Cause
Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong one. But nah, he came from a home to where, you know, the Boys and Girls Club, that's where he found refuge. And then he ended up opening a program there. It was like a $40,000 studio. Like, I kid you not. I was like 19. I used to go there every day. Every day I was in like this little class. He paid for us to go to the White House when Obama was president. And that right there was an experience within itself. It was a Black History concert. So it was like Natalie Cole and Smokey Robinson, all those type of people. And
Wow. I didn't know he did all this.
yeah, he's dope. I freestyle. We it was crazy because NBC came to the school and he even let us freestyle, you know, with him and show off our beats that we was making. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people like him, it's like you don't gravitate to him because he's not talking about the everyday usual thing on the West Coast. But he was definitely grooming, I feel like, us. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he was grooming us for something. Unfortunately, that program didn't. I'm gonna say that program didn't. I guess hone in on the talent that it had. Chris O'Bannon came out of that program.
Oh shit.
We were in the same class.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris O'Bannon.
Shout out Chris
He came
O'Bannon.
out of that program. You know. So yeah, another artist who actually worked closely with will.i.am and Black Eyed Peas, his name is Be Real. Shout out to Be Real. You feel me? Be Cautious. That's what he was going by at first, you know. But yeah, like, you know, you got people like him who made it out the West Coast. He went a different lane, you know. But as far as like the typical artist, we don't get looked at, you know, by the old West Coast. We don't.
No, and if he do, it's like when you already got the buzz and you already got the million views, you already got this and that, then all of a sudden they want to come around like, oh yeah, that's what's up, man. I got you. I'm gonna put my arm around you and stamp you. And it's like, honestly, in this generation and age of streaming, when you get to those numbers, the arm is irrelevant. I mean, it still helps. And it's
Hold on, let me argue. And I just
ahead.
want to argue because of Snoop.
Yeah.
That whole tour that he had, the I Want to Thank Me tour, yes, he promoted that it was all about, oh, I want to thank me. I've been putting in the work and doing all of that.
Which he deserves that.
100%.
Yeah.
But you know what he did at his press conference that was supposed to launch the tour? I was there, and the first thing he did, he tried to hand shit off to RJ. He was like, he gave him the rolling tray, the blunts and everything, and he tried to bring him in on like, oh, we'll ask him something too. He was really including, and he was making it a point that what he wanted was to be Uncle Snoop, continue as Uncle Snoop, help the artists that are coming up. Taya Third was also there. He was sitting here putting his arm around him. So it's like, I think it's not a large amount of people. I 100% agree on that. But I think that there are still some of the older heads that are trying to come out and support the younger crowd. And they're trying to support the younger artists. And they're seeing themselves in a lot of these upcoming artists. Yes, it is once they already have a buzz. But in their defense, how are you supposed to hear about somebody if they don't have a buzz? Wally the Sensei, for example, is one of the hottest things right now. I didn't hear about him until I heard about him, if that makes sense.
That is true. But at the same time, Snoop got brought to Dre. All it takes is for you to say, maybe I'm not the one. Maybe I'm not the one to sign you. But I know somebody who can. I know same thing with the game. He got passed off to 50 Cent. And look how big his career was. You feel me? Even though it was Dre production, he got passed off to 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like it's nothing wrong with you meet an artist and that artist is, you know that artist got popping, that artist talented. All right, look, I'm going to go on and, and whatever y'all do, that's what y'all do. Mm-hmm. If it work, it work. And if it don't, it don't. I've seen it for myself. Like, I've seen them work with certain artists, and I used to be sitting back in the studio, like, waiting on my turn. And then those artists do messed up shit. Those artists bite the hands that feed them. And then there's me, still that same person, doing my thing, So it's just like, I don't know. It's nothing wrong, though, with helping. Just help. Throw that assist, you feel me? Jermaine Dupri did that with Bow Wow. Snoop did that with Bow Wow. You threw him to Jermaine Dupri. You know how many little Bow Wows out here?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Intriguing.
You know how many? I'm just saying.
I haven't heard an artist talk like you.
That's why I ain't gonna lie. That's why people tell me sometimes not to talk, because
no talk.
It just don't make no sense. Like, it's too many artists out here, and I've been doing it for a long time. I've seen, OT Genesis when he first started, and I seen him come up. He was also somebody who was with 50 Cent, somebody who was outside of the West Coast.
Yeah.
Then there was the Busta Rhymes situation outside of the West Coast, So it's just, as far as with the West Coast, they talk a lot, about support and stuff like that, but you don't see it. Throw a concert, man.
Gotta change that shit.
Throw an indie concert.
I think the changes work is being worked on right now. I think that's where Uncle Snoop's Army came in with the start.
I'll say that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he brought in a lot of people, and Snoop. Uncle Snoop's Army. They brought in a lot of young people and put them under their umbrella on that one.
Bobby did exactly that.
And that's mixing them with the older heads.
Straight up.
It wasn't just here's the young people, come see y'all fuck with them. It's like, no, we're gonna put them on a stage with these older people, but we also gonna put them on a flyer as headliners, so y'all understand who these people are and who they're gonna be. Mm-hmm. And I respect that shit. And there's a lot of people doing that. I think Homegrown Radio, people like DJ Head,
yeah, shout out to
people
DJ
like
Head.
Salad, people like Chuck Dizzle, and they hold a little circle back there. They believe in giving alley oops. You feel
and
me?
all of the background people that are there making everything happen.
Yeah, all y'all in the background, executive this, executive that, assistant this. But what you just said, you said DJs. That's another thing when it comes to hip hop. That was, to me, the first talent scout. Mm-hmm. They're the ones who, when hip hop first started, people battling and stuff, and they saw, okay, this is Kool Moe Dee and all these people. This is LL Cool J. They knew, okay, I see the talent. I see where they gonna go. You don't even really gonna have that no more. To keep it 100, you got DJs too. Like, that's why I'm like, the music game is messed up. Everybody wants to be the star. Nobody wants to help one another anymore, or they're helping their self to what you already are doing. Because with the DJs, they really are the first talent scouts. Before A&R was even a thing, it was the DJs that was in the street. The rappers paying DJs. Yeah, you feel me? Paying DJs to rap. Paying DJs to play their music. Mm-hmm. It got to the point now where DJs, I just want to come and mix. You feel me? Push play. Let the artist perform, and that's it. What happened to y'all having DJ nights where DJs battling? You got artists coming out and performing, and not just the ones that's buzzing. Just period. And creating that whole hip-hop community again, to where people coming out and vibing. And people coming out to get exposure. And it ain't about so much making money. You're going to make money. You want to charge at the door or whatever. But just creating a community to where you got something consistently where everybody coming and they showing their talent.
Yep.
You know how many, artists will come out of that?
Yep.
You feel me? But they don't want to do that. They want to charge $300, $400, $500 to perform. $1,500 to perform. And then these artists, they break in their pocket to do it. I've been there. I stopped paying in 2011 because you pay $1,000, $1,500 a DJ or promoter telling you that, and it'd be like 10 people in the crowd, and it'd be your people.
Enough,
girl.
So no, hold on, because we do also produce events.
Mm-hmm.
We have never charged no $1,000, $1,500. That's why I'm like, God damn, we're not charging.
Girl.
But like, I want to say, like, at least in our defense, we have tried to do the whole free, $5. What we ended up.
People don't respect free.
They don't.
Yeah.
People don't respect free shit. We've done free events where people be like, oh, I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna actually look, I'm gonna have so and so pull up. Actually, I'm just gonna pull up on their set. So put them on a flyer just to help somebody else get some promotion, and then they don't even pull up. Like they was doing it just to
and then
get
they
their
don't
name
show
on
up,
the
and then we
flyer.
gave them free promotion.
Exactly.
Everything fucked up. Artists too. Let's talk about that.
Hold on, and on that same page though, on the other side of the coin, we've charged them and had a full house. So it's like, explain that to me as the investor, as the person who's paying the DJ, the security, the venue, everybody else that's got to be here and set up, etc. Explain that to me. Like, how am I supposed to do this when especially artists, and I've seen this firsthand, won't bring anybody that is not for free. They'll be like, I got how many people for free? 2? Okay, I'm bringing 2 people
Especially the
tonight.
higher up they get.
And I agree with you on that because I've done a couple events where I want to say lately I had like 2 events and I had vendors and stuff like that. And I had to kind of tell one of the artists, y'all be having like 30 people at your shows. I mean, at your videos. But when it comes to your shows, where's that presence? And I want to say on that note, when it comes to that, artists mess that up. Artists mess that up too because you're not showing up to the performances, or you showing up and you fighting. You showing up and you not even doing a good performance is whack. You feel me?
Yep.
Can you start the music over? I messed up. You doing little stuff like that.
Microphone.
Yeah, and you cussing out the promoter and stuff. You all on the microphone and stuff. You feel me? Being disrespectful and unprofessional. When artists do stuff like that, to me, I don't think that was their passion to be an artist.
Yeah.
I think they're just doing it because it's popular, and they don't take it seriously. They don't know that grind. They probably never had to pay for a show. They got a little name and a little buzz, and it's like, oh, well, I can do it just like everybody else. And it's like, no, it's a whole, it's etiquette. There should be artist etiquette. There's not artist etiquette anymore being taught to artists to let them know that this is my time, this is my money. You feel me? Like back in the day, they're not charging artists to perform, but you got the artists out there really promoting. We got house parties and the artist is really out there promoting, and they people is coming and they getting, the promoter getting paid at the door. Cool, getting paid from drinks. Cool, night going well. But it's like once you start giving away stuff to the artist, I feel like the artist starts seeing like, oh, okay, well, this is how it's gonna be, this routine. Well, now I ain't gotta say
And
nothing.
I feel entitled.
I feel entitled. I'm gonna let the DJ do the work. I'm gonna let the promoter bring in the people. You feel me? And then I'm gonna come and put on a shitty ass show.
Exactly.
Yep.
And where you said that there's no etiquette, it's based on these artists don't listen. We've been in the game. We've been in the game. I've been in the game since 2016. We've been in the game jointly since 2018. And we both.
Every time. I've been in the game since I was like 16.
That's because you always
But
try
then
to
I
avoid
quit.
the fact that you used to be a musician. Yeah, she used to be a singer and vocalist, but she don't talk about it, so I always bypass it. That's all.
She like, hold up, wait.
She actually has more experience than me, and she actually has more things that she can warn artists about than I can. But she don't like to talk about it. So I like to go. I started in 2016. She jumped in 2018.
I just said like, so I started back then too, let's move along. We don't need to know all the I'm not trying to put out
I did
there.
move along.
Damn.
You cut me off.
Y'all funny.
I started in 2016.
Y'all funny. Cool shit though.
But it's like basically my point is we in 2021 right now.
Yeah.
And we had this experience with artists where I went to the point where I stopped managing for like a year and some change.
I had to convince him for us to manage Hop Out.
Because I had the experience. It was like, I don't know if he's ready. It's like it's a lot of artists that be wanting this shit, but they just be wanting that title of having, I have a manager.
Yep.
I have this.
Yep.
But they don't know what it takes to put in the work.
Yep.
Like they don't have that etiquette. When you tell them, hey, we need to go out here and promote this, they might do it one time, and that's because it sounded cool.
Or some content.
And then after you're out there for 2-3 hours,
Content.
after you're out there for 2 or 3 hours, and then it's like, okay, we gotta do it again tomorrow. They like, hold on, it's
I
like,
got
hold
something
on,
to do.
it's always something.
Or hold on, I need to rest. Can we just do like, I work maybe like 3 days out of the week, and then like the other 4 days I could take from like, bro, I'm still working on those other 4 days.
But
so,
you
like,
see, that's how artists have gotten raped in this industry.
Yep.
Because even from back then up until now, you guys just I'm gonna let y'all do everything because I don't want to do everything. But then you want to be sitting crying when you filing bankrupt, because I sold this many million. Yeah, but how much money did the label have to pay? How much street promotion? How much marketing, advertising did we have to pay for? And you didn't do nothing. You
And
just
they don't
posted
know.
some shit on Instagram.
And then artists hate me because we build artists to work independently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my whole goal is you're about to figure this shit out and work step by step along with us.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're going to do, but this is the part you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand what we're doing. So when we get to these labels and they start negotiating these things, you can say, look, I don't need this. I can X this out to save money.
Yep.
Or you understand what the fuck the terms are that they even saying to you.
Yeah.
And know why they're giving you these numbers. Because you're only bringing in these X amount of streams. Okay, well, we're willing to give you this.
Yep.
You have to understand why these things are being negotiated and why there's a no, and if you can even ask these things. Like, but artists go in there blind and all they want to hear is a number. How much money you gonna give
money,
me?
yeah. What that chain looking like? You feel me? What car can I hurry up and go get?
They don't even say if perpetuity is up in the fucking thing.
They don't even know how
Something that I was surprised.
They don't know how to spell that. No, for real. Like, artists. I had an artist hit me up and was like, he was saying
well,
something.
that's bad luck. You gotta sit.
Oh. I had an artist hit me up. We were talking, and the artist was saying something about, all you need to do is do ASCAP and BMI, right? And I said, for what? And he was like, yeah, because when you do your
He
song.
said, and BMI?
Yeah. I said, for what? What are you talking about? He's like, when you do your song so you can make sure you get paid. I said, so what about copyrights? Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't even know. I said, what about sound exchange? You feel me? What about all the other things to where you got... I told him, I said, your song could be playing in China. And you wouldn't even know. You don't have it copywritten. You don't have it registered, or you only have it registered on ASCAP, and you thinking, okay, ASCAP just gonna pay me all the funds.
Nah, your
it's
song not even registered, so that means you're not even gonna get the radio spins.
You feel me? And it's like, it's sad because artists, they just think, okay, I'm just gonna put music out, and I ain't gotta worry about nobody ever stealing my stuff. No, yes you do.
Damn, so
Well,
you're
yeah.
talking about a lot of like really real things that a lot of artists do not think. They do not.
Understand?
Yes.
They don't even have 3 of these things on their list to do as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sad part. All they know is go in the booth, record a song, call a cameraman,
Yep.
get a video, put it out, don't promote it.
Not realizing the video is published.
Exactly.
It tells you that when you upload the video, when you put it on Instagram, when you put it on Facebook, that's published now.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to go back and you need to go get that copyright.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was telling the artist too, because the artist was saying something about like, when your songs come out, it'd be like copyright owner. I said, yeah, I copyright my stuff. So you can't just play my stuff or whatever. That little message is gonna pop up, and it's like, why would you not do that? As an artist, why would you not?
They don't know how.
You don't got no. And that's why I say I'm a Michael Jackson fan. That's where I learned you got to study the business. Being a fan of his, I'm a fan not just because of the music, but because dude's brain, the shit was crazy. The things that he was able to acquire in the industry, he shouldn't have been able to.
To his credit, he was in the business, he was like 5.
You feel me?
So he had a hell of a lot longer. Like, even when he started, he had like a 20-year advantage on me. So it's like, that's a hell of an advantage.
No, that's real.
But an artist don't want to
you
hear
over?
that. Artists don't want to hear that. They want to hear, how did Future make it? And it's like, nah, you need to study these people who, Mariah Carey, that's another person. Her net worth.
I don't know that. What is with Mariah Carey? What does she know how to do different?
Man, her songwriting. She has, I think Drake just topped her, maybe. I think for the most number ones, but she's been
He beat the Christmas song?
I think he did. I think he beat
Damn.
her for top Billboard number ones. I think. I'm not sure. But for the longest time, she's been basically the number one, the holding the most number ones over Michael, over the Beatles, over Janet, and her songwriting. When you look her up, like her discography, she's a songwriter on every album. Basically every song that she does, she's written. She executive produces, and they go number one. So calculate that money.
See, and that's
You
the
feel
thing
me?
a lot of people don't look at. Like the credit that a lot of people don't look at the credits.
Mm-hmm.
People don't look at the fact that, like you just said, Mariah Carey has all these songwriting credits.
Yep.
People don't look at the fact that Ashanti wrote all of J-Lo's songs.
Man.
Not
People don't look
all. We're not gonna say all.
Okay, fine. We're not
We're
gonna
gonna
say
say
all.
her
We
little
gonna
hip hop inspired ones.
s-
Let's say that, because Waiting for Tonight. She ain't write that one. That was my shit though. But she ain't write that one. Y'all don't even know about that J-Lo, huh?
Nope.
Y'all just know about the I'm Real. That's the one everybody know about. She was doing like,
that was Ashanti.
she was doing
That's what Ashanti
disco
wrote.
or EDM or whatever the fuck, I forgot. But J-Lo was doing some other shit back in the day.
I don't know about that.
She was
I
doing
did not know about that at
like
all.
party music and shit. Shout out to J-Lo.
But shout out to Mariah Carey. Goddamn, she had a lot of credits, a lot of work, like a lot of
Yeah.
people she's not even recognized on, and she's not
People
pushing
sleep.
it. She's not Soulja Boying it out here.
Nope.
You know, she's not like I did it first. I had the songwriters credit 1st. Like shit, she's just out here living her best life, raising her twins.
What I like about her is, like you said, she's humble in a way, but what she does to show people like I'm still that BITCH, I really am the queen. I don't care how many people you crown. She just keep on every Christmas.
That's what I was about to say.
That's just one song, but I'm just showing y'all. I got this starting as soon as October 31st come. I got this on lock.
That's funny because that's what the meme said.
We play that song every year.
That's
too.
true.
feel
I'm
me?
not
On
even gonna
November
lie to
1st.
you. That is the theme song.
Ain't nothing you
Bug
can
it.
do about it.
November 1st, the meme came up. Mariah Carey right now in the booth.
And guess what, artist? She wrote it. No ghostwriter. She wrote that. That song came out in what, 1990 something?
Mm-hmm.
It's 2021. Macy's play that shit. JC Penney, the elevators got the instrumental. Like, Mariah Carey is definitely somebody that, as an artist should look up to. Definitely study her. You'll look at somebody like Drake and you say, oh, I want to be Drake, but I mean, no offense, please, like, you know, don't take no offense, but how many people have come out and said they write for dude?
And
Come
it's not
on.
an offense. I don't think it's anything bad because you know what, songwriters, they got a job too.
You feel me?
But
All I'm saying is when it comes to the money, you got somebody like Mariah Carey that's executive producing,
Yep.
producing, composing, and writing. Look at her money, her net worth.
Yeah.
She ain't never got to sing again if she ain't got to put no more music
she
out.
didn't even need Nick Cannon.
You feel me? Prenup.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Ain't none of that Christmas money.
But I'm just saying, artists, like, really pay attention to that. When you looking at these new artists, look at the credits and see who's really writing these songs, and you know, see who's really producing, see who's really composing, see what these sheets looking like. Because
Really
even though they
surprised.
flashing all these rings and all that stuff, why they be broke? Why they broke at the end of it all?
That's why I just made a post
You feel me?
last week. I was like, a lot of these artists, they be walking around with these big ass chains and these rental cars and all that shit. And as soon as they die, their family post up a GoFundMe.
Ooh, so hold on. Let's bring up a very good subject. This might be our subject of the night. Actually, no, we still got that subject of the night later. So, they've actually been talking about how Drake faked it till he made it. I'm saying that wrong.
I saw that.
Yeah, how he used to sit here and scrape together the money to be able to rent a car so that he could look like he's actually popping.
Yeah.
Now, I'm usually against faking it, but it worked. So what do we have to say about that? Like, honestly, I don't even know how to argue.
Hold on. Before Drake, Young Buck just came out recently and said Cash Money used to fake it till they made it.
Certain CEO.
And this was back in 1990 something. And it's funny that they say that because he say that now.
Diamond check.
What that nigga say? All three of y'all Better
He
throw
said
some respect
today
on my
he
name.
can't get diamond check.
He said he walked in there and he picked up a Rolex and it wasn't a Rolex. It was a Giovanna. Like they was faking it till they made it back then. And it was funny because it when he said it, it brought up the line that Rick Ross had brought up in Your Idols Become Your Rivals.
Oh yeah.
And that was just more recent. I'm just like, damn, nigga, so how long are you faking it? Hey, hold on, pause. We got the boy Prince in the building right now. He actually commented on our live. To the listeners, we on live on IG right now. BUSIINMUSC. If y'all didn't know, Busy in Music. Prince just tapped in. He said Drake. He said it's around the time when your idols become your rivals. Yep. He said you make friends with Mike, but you got all of them for survival.
Okay, so to touch on the fake it till you make it. Now, Drake admitted that was something that he did. But in your music, you talk about artists that do things like that. You ain't really got it. You ain't really this. You ain't really popping. You feel me? And it's kind of like, Corday, he said the same thing. He used to like go to Airbnbs or post in front of like mansions and, you know, take pictures with, you know, money and stuff and try to act like, you know, he had it. And I mean, if that's what you feel that you have to do, because I mean, when you think about it, you go back to Motown, those artists were poor. They didn't buy none of those suits. They didn't buy none of those cars. They didn't buy none of that stuff. None of those costumes. That was all the label. And it was to just make kind of like a perception. To create a perception that, okay, y'all got it. Even though they didn't have it. On TV, on Bandstand and all that, it looked like they had it. They didn't really have it. So I guess in a sense, I don't think it's nothing wrong with it. But it's like, when do you stop living in that lie? You know, when do you
real? If it becomes real.
If it becomes real, it's like, live your truth now. You made it. You know, whoever you really are, let that be you. But a lot of them, I feel like they get lost in the sauce, if you want to say that. They get lost in that.
But there's also artists that don't own these things, but they are living like that because they also understand that this is a business. So they're using these views and this attention to get
cover other entrepreneurial activities. To get
the brand endorsements. You feel me? So it's easier to go to Gucci and be like, hey, give me this jacket because I'm gonna have 1 million black people want to go spend their last and buy this jacket because I'm wearing it.
I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about, like I said, I hope people don't take offense, you know. But you got Kanye West. Now, Kanye West, I was watching, he was talking to Big Boy. It's some video that surfaced, and he was saying, you know, I wanted to be the Michael Jackson. Remember, he told Michael Jackson, I'm going to be bigger than you in music. He said, I wanted to be the Michael Jackson, the Tupac Shakur, you know, when it came to music. But unfortunately, that's what I am in clothing. Okay. It's like, I guess you can use it for your other entrepreneurship, but then at the same time, I know that's still in the back of your mind. You know, as far as the music is concerned, you still want to be the best in music. You want to be the best writer, the best rapper. And yeah, you're using the money from the label to fund other stuff. But when you get to a point like Kanye West and you start ranting and raving because you didn't look at your contract, and now it's like, what you mean that such and such, who's supposed to be my whatever, that sold my masters to acquire his own, and now I have to make a clothing line. And not saying that's not what he wanted to do, but I have to do those things because I'm not seeing the money from my music, though I'm the producer, though I'm the writer, and though I've produced for everybody at Rockefeller and everybody else. For some reason, I'm not seeing those funds. And the dream that I had to be bigger than the bigger artists in music, I'm not. So I got to go to a different, industry in order to make my money. And I mean, if that's okay with you, if it's okay with you as an artist to where I'm going to give up everything, cool. But people like Anita Baker, I don't think people cool with that. After a while, you going to want that money.
Hell yeah.
You performed. You did that.
I feel like the ones that are used to hitting a lick are the ones who are like completely on board.
Yep.
With that type of shit.
Survival of the fittest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Darwinism, straight up, survival of the fittest. What you gonna do to survive? And a lot of them, and I was telling somebody that too, because they were saying, oh, it's just all about the money. It's not so much about the money, it's about survival. It's about not wanting to struggle no more. A lot of artists be sleeping in their cars. You know, Tiffany Haddish, she said she used to sleep in front of mansions in her car. You feel me? Before she made it. It's a lot of people that go through that and they don't want to deal with that anymore. And that's where the labels in the entertainment industry, they kind of prey on you. Because they know that you're tired of being poor and hungry. Just like with athletics, they'll go to Africa somewhere, get some boy, you feel me, that's 7 feet tall, put his ass in the league, you feel me, just so, well, he don't want to be hungry no more, but he ain't getting paid nowhere near what the American players are getting paid.
They do the same thing in baseball.
You feel me? Same thing. They'll go to Mexico and all these places and get all these players, but it's like you ain't paying them. Mm-hmm. But they're gonna take it. Who wouldn't take it if you were in poverty, if you were struggling and all
They
of
do
that?
the same thing in rap. There are so many artists that are literally still coming out, older artists coming out on interviews now, and newer artists that are literally still telling the same story today.
Yeah.
That is, I just wanted to get off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't paying me, but they were letting me be at the parties.
Yep.
They were paying for me to smoke. They were paying for me to drink. They were paying for me to be in the studio. They were staying in the studio with me all night. I was able to sleep at their houses. Like, I was able to sleep, whatever. And they're like, that was 100 times more than what I had at that time. But it brings us back to how much you believe you're worth in the future.
Yep.
If you believe that that's all you're going to be worth, and you know what, they're actually putting in money on you and losing it in doing that, then that's what you believe. But they believe that you're about to sit here and make them 10 times what they're putting in on you. And that's at least what the artists themselves should be thinking.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason why somebody else should have more faith in you than you.
That's true.
You know yourself best.
That's true.
You know your worth.
That's why artists get pimped though. That's why they get pimped.
Yeah.
You say that.
You low self-esteem assholes.
You feel me? They get on social media. You want to show off your paddock and all that. You know, I got this and I got that. But what them contracts really looking like? Because that's why I said eventually, just like people like Anita Baker, eventually it's going to get to a point where you're going to want your masters. Because you're going to sit down and you're going to be looking at all the splits and looking at all the royalties. And it's going to be like, damn, they licensed another one of my songs to a commercial.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
And I only got, $2,000. And the label, they licensed a song I did in 2005. But because all I wanted to do was get a chain and get a car and some hoes, now look at, I'm still flipping burgers at McDonald's and shit, trying to get royalties that's owed to me.
And they got paid $20,000 off of it, plus they gonna get a percentage off of it over the years.
You feel me?
And you just about to get stuck with that $2,000.
And you got YouTube and streaming like crazy right now, so those things are played over and over and over. And you sitting there watching and listening to your song on TV and you ain't even getting paid.
There are too many ways for independent artists to get paid, for them to give out for something that is not that deal. And by that deal, I mean that life-changing deal. Like that one that's actually going to come in and like, you know what? Fuck it. This was worth it. I'd do it 10 times over.
Yep.